So, with only 5 rounds left to go of the RPL Season 5 for Formula 1, this is where things get very interesting. Who will come off on top? Who will push for a title? And will there be a chance of constructors being locked down? Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. I am Titan Ironwolf here, and this is going to be a unique race here tonight. We are in Interlagos for round 16 of the RPL Formula 1 Championship, and like I said a couple moments ago, we are in Interlagos. Now, last week, the race winner was ERN Maxwell, his 4th win of the championship season, with a shocking return of Mally 41, aka Will. He finished P2 in the McLaren after scoring an upset pole. And L74G was 3rd in the to round out the podium. In the Drivers' Championship, Luke continues to extend his championship lead over Reese. It is now a 91.5 point lead, 297.5 to 206. Maxwell sitting comfortably in 3rd with 177, but a battle for 4th is looming on the horizon. With Matt GW missing out on last week's race in Mexico, TB is close to within 7 points of him, so be willing to look forward to that. In the Constructors, Red Bull continues to extend their championship lead over Mercedes, 505.5 to 373. Basically a 230 point lead, and I think chances are the Constructors Championship could possibly be decided tonight, or could be decided in round 17. With the next round, which is, I believe, if we'll get to that later at the end of the race. Now, here we are in Interlagos for Q1, and one thing I will note, as you were looking at the drivers that were there, you may have noticed 2 switches. You will have seen 2 drivers that have had a complete changeover. And we'll get into that in just a sec once we load up here. So, with the driver lineup, the calendar for RPL Formula 1, once Interlagos is done, we have 4 more races to go. We will be in Imola, Portimao, Jeddah, and concludes in Abu Dhabi. So, let's take a look-see. Who is here tonight? Well, first up, we have the Artifact in Williams tonight. Matt GW and McLaren. Payax King missed out last week. He is in the Alpha Tauri. TSR Cryptic in the Williams as well. Zakaria in the Haas. NRX Stenner in the Alfa Romeo, along with his teammate Polygod. The Chiller and Gecko make up the Ferraris. Beatnik in the other McLaren. Red Fire Tiger in the Alpine. Joseph Loki and NRM KVS in Aston Martin. Egg in the other Alpha Tauri. The championship leader Luke in the first Red Bull. TRT Dasher is in the other Haas. And TB in the Mercedes. That's the main ones, but let's go over some unique individuals here first. First up, Jack Miles, the Academy assistant to Mercedes Academy, 3-time RPL League champion, is in Red Bull because Maxwell is not here tonight. He's not racing tonight. So this should be interesting to see how Jack will fare in the Red Bull. And one little thing to point out, last month in Russia, when Maxwell didn't race, Payax King raced in that Red Bull, and he came out the winner. Will we have a repeat with Jack winning a race in Formula 1? Now, this gentleman that we are on board with, no, you are not seeing it wrong. This is Reese. He has been swapped out from Mercedes to Alpine. I believe it's going to be for the rest of the season, but details of that is a little foggy at this present time. But Reese is in the Mercedes, and where is F1X? Well, I'll tell you. Here he is right here in the Mercedes seat. So, this is going to be quite interesting. So, a last-second transfer in the transfer window. And, yeah, so Reese and F1X have made the switch. And we don't know, an artifact just crashed out in the switchbacks. We're on board with TV, and yet there he is right there. And he's immediately left. Wow. So, F1X debuting in Mercedes tonight, and this will actually be a warm-up for him for the next several races, because F1X, he is in Mercedes for Season 6. But who his teammate's going to be, we have no clue. We believe it is Reese, but some rumors flying around that we can't pinpoint. There's so many of them, we just can't discuss it. So we're just taking it with a grain of salt, but I'm definitely thinking that Reese is going to be sticking around for Season 6. But we don't know. Anything is possible. But anyways, so Egg, as it is, he is currently setting the benchmark for fastest lap right now, 7.7. So, yeah, I do wonder how this will work, how this will fare. Anyways, why don't we go on board with Jack? Let's see how Jack will fare. I mean, literally, this is like a coming back home for Jack here. He was in Red Bull during both of his dominant seasons in F1.5 and in F1 Tier 2 here. So, and then he had a really strong run in F2 2 seasons ago in Season 8, winning the F2 championship there. But my question is, will Jack do the unthinkable? Because if Jack does wind up going into F1 next season, and he appears in one of the races, like in a big team at some point, what are the odds that Jack might become a future champion? And he's already set that benchmark, 7.1. Very strong lap for Jack there. So that should be quite interesting, no say the least. Here comes here's Redfire Tiger, and compared to his new teammate Reese, he's 4/10 behind right now. And this is an individual we haven't talked about, as the Chiller goes second fastest. RPL Zakaria. Zakaria, this is his first F1 race since his very short tenure run in Belgium, which basically was the wrap-up of the halfway point of the season. As you would know, Zakaria only lasted to just before Eau Rouge, where he got involved in an accident and was out of the race. And we almost just wrecked it again. But now this man, F1X, he has made an impact in F1 Season 5 so far. Got the attention. You got the attention of some team principals, and but mainly brought the attention of Mercedes, who offered him to go to Aston Martin, but then he got moved up to Mercedes. shortly after. So let's see. Here he comes across the line. And it's only second fastest, just a hair below 7.4. So F1X is actually doing quite strong. Anyway, so Jack is currently top of the table right now with is currently top of the table with that 7.1. I mean, we may see times fall. We might see times going into the sixes, that's for sure. But what will be, once we get more drivers setting their laps, we'll find out what will be a comfortable buffer zone to get out of Q1 and into Q2. And Luke, shockingly, just invalidated at the end of the Senna S. So with Brazil, the Senna S is definitely one to keep an eye on for potential track limits there. And that little left-hander that Luke just finished through, turn 5, that's another area to watch out for as cars are either side by side with each other, or in rare cases if someone gets forced up to the curb, because the curb in turn 5 is an automatic spin curb. This corner here Luke is at, right in that area there at the exit, that's another area to watch out for track limits, especially if you're going side by side with another driver. Anyways, Luke, he's going to be restarting his run, and let's see what he's able to do. Championship leader, as said before, 91 points clear of Reese. And to be fair, with Reese now in Alpine for the final 5 rounds, I'm just gonna say, I think safely, perhaps Luke is going to become a 3-time champion, and it's his third. It'll be his third F1 championship in a row. And in truth, this is going to be, in terms of RPL League history, Luke will be the most successful RPL champion with 4 championships. He won, like I said, if he wins this one, this will be his 3rd F1 title in a row, winning it in Season 4 and then in Season 3, where Season 3 was basically for some, as some will call it, a Mickey Mouse run, because he went 15 in a row. And there it is, 6.8. It's day 6 is what's going to happen, and that's what happened. So Luke on top right now with that 6.8. Joseph Loki, the Formula 4 driver, comes through, and it's only P13. That is that's an unusual time to have. But currently, once Payox comes through, we'll be currently the ones on the bottom, technically the bottom 4, since Artifact wrecked out. Looks like Payox, he's going to be getting some help. And that's Luke he got help with. And it's only P15, just in the cusp of that. So 8.3 for Payox, and he's 0.6 of a second off of his teammate. But there is just over 6 minutes to go in Q1. But currently, right now, the bottom 4 to join with Artifact it's the two Haas's of Zakaria and Dasher, Cryptic, and NRX Stenner. That Cryptic, he had to he was basically on a flying mission, that's for sure. Had to come all the way from Imola, where he raced in Formula 2 earlier, to make it to Brazil. So good to see Cryptic in again. He's been reserving in for a lot of it, and Cryptic has, and I just wound up jinxing the poor guy. He just wrecked it. And there he is, the same spot that Artifact crashed. So that's not good. So I think I may have inadvertently jinxed Cryptic as Dasher goes quicker. Only P17 though, so he's got a little more to go in order to get himself to possibly get himself into Q2. So Egg has called his run. He's only P8. That's safe enough to get him into Q2. Now interesting story with Haas and qualifying. Haas has only appeared in Q2 one time this season, and that was back in Spain, where AK qualified P14, and that was all the way back in round 3 of the championship. So the question is, will Dasher or Zakaria be able to maybe potentially get themselves into Q2? I mean, you never know. I mean, Haas's are kind of garbage, so we'll see. We'll have to see what happens, I guess. But Gecko, currently P5 right now, as he's just invalidated it. Looks like he ran a little wide out of 4. I think that's what happened. So, interestingly, and we've seen it multiple times before, right now, I mean Q1, Red Bull are 1 and 2, and Mercedes 3 and 4. But what's more shocking is that currently at this point, TB is only 1/100th of a second behind F1X. So, but with in TB's case, he's only got 5 more rounds in Mercedes. Then he's going to be packing up his equipment and moving to a new home, as TB a couple months ago was announced as the McLaren Academy TP, and that is where TB is going to be going. But for his teammate, at this current time, oh, there's another TB. He's got himself Joe Loki as his teammate. Now, speaking about with next season, what spots are open? Well, during the transfer window, AK eliminated all the contracts from Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, and Haas because those contracts happened during his mini stint being banned. And Gecko gets some understeer out of the corner. But he saved it there. A little cook on the back tires, that's for sure, from Gecko there. But nice little save, that's for sure. But anyway, so Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, and Haas, those seats are open. Beatnik has called it a run. And Aston Martin has 1 seat available too. As more and more people are calling it quits with their runs, Matt P6, Beatnik P7, KVS P11, Reese P12, And looks like Zakaria has called it. He's not going to be able to get another run out. So Zakaria P18 right now. Let's see here. So Stenner, and Stenner just invalidated it. Well, he's got one more chance to get it done. Joe Logie has retired too. P13 for him. So quite a few of these guys have, and Stenner is he's actually called it. So he's gonna just have fingers crossed and hopefully he will be in Q2. But he has one driver that could probably eliminate that chance, and that is Payox. So here comes Payox. Is he gonna make? No, he's not gonna make it to the line in time. This is gonna be. Oh, he's wrecked it hard. Hard hit, for sure. And Dasher improves, but it's not enough. He's out too. And Payox Disaster ends his run. So Stenner, by almost 300ths of a second, has made it to Q2. And Polgod, well, he can save his tires, that's for sure. He's through to Q2. So that's an upset. That's a tiny bit of an upset right there. So Q1, all said and done, it is Cryptic, Artifact, basically both Williams, both Haas's, and Payox Tauri out of Q1. Who will make it through from Q2 to Q3? We'll find out right after this. Now, as drivers exit out to begin their Q2 runs, let's see. I wonder who is going to be on what in regards to tire setup. Let's take a peek. And looks like Matt, F1X, Beatnik, Redfire, and TB has decided to try a medium run. Oh, this should be quite interesting to say the least. So, Stenner is the first person to be out on track, followed right behind by Egg, and I believe that is an Alpine. I believe that should be Red Fire, I think that's up right behind. So, Stenner is going to be the starter for the benchmarks. Well, let's see what Stenner's got is going to have to do here. So Stenner, he's had quite a few races on his belt. Oh, he's abandoned. I think he's got a problem, and he had to abandon. So he had an issue at the end of that run, but he had to change things up. So now we're gonna go to Egg now. Nice helmet he's got there. A little retro, very pearlescent of that purple. So Egg is going to be the first. That's going to be the first one instead. And let's see what his time will be as he makes his charge down to the line, and it is going to be a 7.5 for a soft run. Now here comes Red Fire, 8.9 on that medium. Joe Loki comes across 7.8. I believe he was on the medium. Oh nope, he was on the soft. Reese 8.1. And Paul got 8.3. So as more and more people finish off and set more laps, that's where we'll be seeing some more and more times coming on in. And the Chiller is gonna have to go for another run, while his teammate Gecko though goes fastest right now with a 7.1. So for a little while, so before it got beaten down by Luke, Gecko's time, fastest lap right now, is just about on par with Jack's time from Q1. Well, speaking about with Luke, here he is now, making his way through, and looks like he's going to be getting some help with Jack. DRS wide open, that's for sure. Here he comes across, and Luke only a 7.4. About 0.3 off of Gecko's time right now. Well, that's not bad, but we know with Luke, he's got some little improvement yet to go for on his run. Let's see who's up next. It's gonna be the McLarens. Let's see. Yep. Let's see who's up ahead. That's Egg. He's gonna dive off to the pits. Yep. Beatnik's gonna Matt's gonna set off with his run. Beatnik's gonna have to try again, as he invalidated earlier. Matt P6 with an 8.1. And yeah, Stenner's making a joggle back to the pit. And let's see, so only 3 drivers have yet to set a time right now. KVS is going to be the next one. Oh, never mind. He's going to have to go again. Well, it's going to be Beatnik then. Beatnik's going to be the one next. I believe on that backstretch for the first DRS zone, he got a little help from Matt. And Beatnik is a medium tire runner, so probably going to be somewhere in the 8s. Perhaps. When he comes across the line. It is an 8.5. That only puts him at P11. F1X's turn now. He's also a medium tire guy. Here he comes across the line. It's going to be a high 7s. Yeah, it is. 7.7. So, F1X, P6. KVS, the last guy to finish up his run. We're not gonna count Stenner's time because his is in the just about 1:30, which is pretty much, I'm gonna say, probably close to F2 comparable time, in a sense. But KVS, 7th fastest. Not bad for the Aston Martin crew. And Gecko's actually called it a run. Gecko, the fastest at the moment. So, once Stenner comes out and does another run, the rest of the crew that are in the bottom of the pot, it's Beatnik, Red Fire, Polygod, and shockingly, TB. In fact, TB is actually going out for another run. And just by looking at these guys, because let's see, Luke, F1X, Jack, Matt, TB, Beatnik, Redfire, they all set their fastest laps on medium tires. And TB is actually still still on that medium compound. I wonder how he will fare coming through in Sector 2. There he comes across. 3/10 up, so with where he'll be, he'll probably be up and around P8 to P7. That's probably where he'll be. He comes across the line now. It's only P9. Wow. Oh, TB and not having luck here in the Lagos, that's for sure. Mercedes is under the pressure, that's for sure. The Chiller is is making his runabout, and Jack, he's going to be starting a brand new timed lap. So Jack, he said his fastest lap was on the mediums. He's going out again with a soft tire run. So by looking at the fastest Red Bulls, F1X is only 3/10 off of Luke, and Jack is only about 300ths off of 300ths ahead of TB. And comparing it with teammates, F1X is about 2/10 clear of TB, and Jack is about half a second behind of Luke. But anyways, here goes the Chiller now, already a 10th up on his run. But don't forget, the two Ferraris, they have opted for a soft tire run. Well, some of these guys have been opting for a medium tire run. So, this could be quite interesting to say the least on the tire strategies. We most likely will be seeing the hard compound tire come into place, as Jack just set the fastest lap with a 6.9. And that's about a 10th off of Luke's fastest time from Q1. There comes the Chiller now as he rockets his way across the line. And it's P3. He's got 600ths of a second clear. So, as we are about 3 minutes left to go in Q2, as Reese has actually called it, so Reese is going to be the first one knocked out of Q2. Matt just went third fastest, not very strong run. Let's see, who's next about? Okay. A lot of people are finishing up their runs, but anyway, so Reese is definitely knocked out of Q1. But rest of the bottom 5 right now, it is Stenner, Red, Polygon, and TB still, with KVS and F1X in the cusp of being knocked out. And gets called it a run. He's through to Q3, being P7. Now, there goes. Let's see, now B-Nick's just warming himself up for one final attack. And off he goes. The question is, who's that behind? It's Polygon finishing up his run. Let's see what Polygon's got as he comes across the line. He can get one more run out of it if he wants to. And it's P10. He next KVS at the bottom. At the moment, Red Fire only P13. And Stenner P13. So Red Fire and Stenner, they gotta put more, or else they're knocked out of Q2. Material is called at a run. He's through to Q3. There comes TB, and he goes second fastest. F1X, he's got one final run on him. If he invalidates, this is the end of him. There goes Beatnik now. He's P8. He's possibly most likely through to Q3. See if he can put that final exclamation point. And it's P5. Let's see about with Red Fire. Here he comes across the line. And it's no good. So he's going to get knocked out. Stenner, he's got one final chance on Luke. He goes fastest, 6.7. That's much faster. So Stenner is out. Red Fire out. Polygon out. Oh man. Look who's at the cusp now of being knocked out of Q2. It's Joe. It's Joe. Joe's at risk of being knocked out. Joe's at risk of being knocked out. Red Fire's improving his run. And so is KVS. So Joe's gonna get knocked out of Q2. Question is who? Who's gonna beat him? Red Fire Tiger comes across the line. And he's just missed it. But KVS. Oh my. Wow, just barely. KVS gets through. Oh, never mind. His teammate just knocked him out. Okay, never mind. God damn it. I thought KVS was making it through to Q3, but then no, Joe, his teammate just goes like, nope, screw you. Oh, damn. Alright, so KVS, so we're saying goodbye to KVS, Polygon, Stenner, Red Fire, and let's see, who's the last one out? Make sure. Reese. So both Alfa Romeos, both Alpines, and one AlphaTauri out of Q2. Who'll be on pole from Q3? We'll find out in just a moment. So here we are, Q3 here. Now the big question is, who is going to be pole position here tonight? But our first, we have a few drivers out and about, so let's do a little small review of who is in Q2. So we got both Red Bulls of Luke and Jack. We have both Mercedes of TB and F1X. Both Ferraris of the Chiller and Gecko. Both McLarens of Beatnik and Matt. And then lastly, the AlphaTauri of Egg and the Aston Martin of Joe. So that begs the question, who will be pole? Off the viewer count, we have 9 that are watching. Those that are watching, feel free to take your bets. Put in your predictions. Who will be the top 3 after Q3 is done? I'll just put in mind who I think will be the top 3 once qualifying is all done. I'm gonna say pole is going to be going to Luke. P2 is probably going to go to Jack. And I'll be straight up honest, I'm going to pick this guy that I'm on board with, Gecko, for P3. Zakaria is sitting in the waiting room to get back into racing action once qualifying is done. Zakaria just put in his prediction. He's putting Luke for pole, F1X for second, and Matt for third. Well, I will say in truth, your prediction of F1X being second is very, very bold, as Gecko just sets the benchmark of a 7.2. So, who will attack for that? As F1X just shy of it by almost 600ths of a second. Beatnik's in third with a 7.5. Egg's gonna have to go again. I think something went wrong for him. Was not paying attention to the map to see what happened with him. The Chiller also has to do another run. So something happened with him there too. And TB just put in fastest with a 7.1. And Joe, same thing like Gecko did in Q1, gets really loose out of the final this penultimate corner. And he's really pushing the edge of that. And it's only an 8.0. And Jack, 6.9. So Jack currently on top of the timing table. Thinking that little looseness of Joe, if it didn't happen, he probably would have been right up with Beatnik's time. Well, perhaps. Anyways, next one to come across, here comes... Is that... No, that's, Okay, no, that's, Matt right there that just passed Joe. There's Luke right now. If you've seen on the map, he's in the back straight, just going through, flying through the DRS. And with the front straight, with courtesy of DRS and the slipstream, you can expect these guys probably getting close to right around 210 miles an hour just before turn 1. Here comes Matt. Here he comes across the line. And it's P5. 7.3. Jack's now calling it a run. Now let's take a look at the championship leader. Here he comes through the final corner. And this is probably going to be a pole time. And yes, it is 6.7 over 2/10 clear of Jack. And we have just under 6.5 minutes left to go. And we just had two new people pop up into the view table. Welcome to the two new people that just showed up and viewing this race. Quick review: we're in Q3 here in Interlagos for RPL F1, and currently this man that we are on board, that we're seeing here, L74G, is your pole sitter right now with less than 6 minutes to go. And it is basically it's Luke, Jack, and TB being the top 3. Well, basically, just by looking off of my predictions on top 3 from Q3, my first and second are currently right now on point, but my pick for third, he's got TB to clear. He's got TB to clear, that's for sure. Give me 1 second. Alright, so Joe is is back out on track. So 4 minutes left to go. So, reason I said I was be right back for a second is because we have a random... Oh, there we go, he's just left. So, anyway, Joe is actually going back for another run as Artifact has come back. Yeet. Alright, so let's see what Joe's got up his sleeves this time. He did say that he has a new pedal set up as he just invalidated it. So he's gonna have to try again another time. So Joe did just say that he has new pedals. So he's working with a new setup for his thing, and it's just not working. So yeah, unfortunately right now Joe is currently bottom of the pile of the Q3 runners, but there is just just about 2 minutes to go, so he has some time in order to get another one. But Gecko, come on, Gecko. I picked you for P3. Try at least to do that, please, man. I need you for P3, Gecko. I'll be upset if you don't. Well, looks like he's got to refresh. He's got to refresh. So let's see. Who's next? Which Mercedes is crossing? Is that TB? Yeah, it is TB. Okay. Here's Gecko's teammate, by the way. Seeing an ass view of that. He's improved, but he's just short of Matt P6. Oh, Gecko, he's gonna be running into McLaren traffic. I might have slowed him up just a tiny bit. Hopefully not by too much. Oh, he's slightly improving. He might nip TB. Oh! Can't just the curb and just lose his grip. And that's the end of Gecko. God damn it. God damn it, Gecko. You had one job and you fucked it up. And TB just went second fastest. Good. Well, Gecko ain't gonna get the third place. I was hoping he would. I'll be shocked if Jack upsets Luke. Oh, he's ahead. F1X just went third. There's Joe. P9. So can Luke can Luke do the upset? Here he comes. He's just missed it. Oh my god! 2 milliseconds. Yeah, okay, I need to screenshot that. Oh my god, Jack on pole, Luke just missed it by a pube hair. Oh my god, I can't believe that. shit. I can't believe... oh, that's why Luke made a mistake on his final run. Oh, damn. But still... I still can't believe that Jack just nipped Luke for pole. Oh my god. I've never seen that in a long time. I mean, I've seen moments where the guys were like, where they're like, people are like, oh shit. I've got no words. Oh, goddamn. Wow. Alright, so... okay, so let's go through the positions for today's event. So Jack upset pole, probably the upset of the season. I'll just say this is pole with Luke second. F1X and TB make up row 2. Matt GW and Gecko makes up row 3. The Chill make up row 4. Joe and Beatnik make up row 5. KVS, Red Fire Tiger, make row 6. Alfa Romeo, row 7 with Polygon and Stenner. Reese and Payox make up row 8. Then it's a Haas row 9 of Datcher and Sicaria. And then a Williams back row with Cryptic and Artifact. Which, I'll be honest, that's been a long time since we saw that. But for tire strategies, Dasher and Zakaria on mediums, along with, so the Haas's are on mediums, and Red Fire and Polygon are on the mediums as well. So, as the drivers line themselves up to get ready. So, here it is my friends. 36 laps the distance. There we go. The 5 lights come on for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and off we go. And Luke gets a very strong start and takes the lead right into turn 1. Matt, along with the Mercedes, up in the air, and we have a banger in the back. And the Haas's go on track as well. But Luke with a monumental start. Here comes a TB being challenged by Matt for P4 as these guys are making their way across and charging their way about. It is going to be a monumental run and a half, but as everybody falls in the line, Gecko's thinking about making a move onto Matt, but just can't see it right there just yet. Joe right, KDS right in the back into Chiller. That's for P7. And, wow. This is getting really insane here, as here comes the key. A little close for the Aston Martins. As Joe just almost gets close to making contact with his teammate. And thankfully, just barely slips away with not much contact. But as the field finishes up their first lap, it is Luke. As Joe has just cleared his teammate. And going to turn number 1. My goodness. Oh, the Chiller's having problems. The Chiller's got problems. Chiller has a problem. He's losing numerous positions. Oh, he just made contact. Oh, there he goes. And the chiller spins out, and Beatnik also in trouble too. So trouble for the McLaren, and trouble for the Ferrari driver, as the chiller got a little hooked up with red, then almost had a little bump with egg, and then just contact again in turn 4. We saw that on camera, and I'm gonna be honest, I think it looked like potentially maybe red had some involvement in it, as F1X gives up his P3 to TB. And now, here we have with our top 10, it is Luke, Jack, TB, F1X, Matt, Gecko, Joe, KVS, Egg, and Red Fire as your top 10. Whew, good lord, as Dasher and Beatnik, they have gone into the pits to repair their mishaps. The chiller all the way back in P18 right now. Paul got an Artifactor brawling over P15 further in the back. And now here comes Gecko. Gecko is still sniffing the tail of Matt GW, but literally we saw from the start, Luke had a blistering getaway compared to Jack. Or was that probably perhaps a strategy between those drivers? As we're on board with Gecko, he's got a DRS, but so does Matt. And Matt just decides, nope, I'm just going to wait for the right moment. Gecko, I'm sorry. But anyway, so Gecko still has DRS, but so does Matt. So unfortunately, Gecko does not have an opportunity yet to try to pass Matt to get himself into P5. So now this P5 is actually crucial for Gecko that he wants to get, because right now in the Constructors Championship, Ferrari is currently 5 points behind the Alpine team, and currently, with the way things are, as we look at the live championship standings as it sits, Ferrari will overtake Alpine by only 4 points, and that's at this current point right now. But if Gecko does get clear, Matt, that gap will increase. Looks like the Aston Martins has switched it up as KVS clears Joe. So now KVS is going to be in the hunt now. And it looks like we got trouble. Beatnik has crashed it. Yep, Beatnik has crashed it here, and we have a safety car. First safety car of the event. Beatnik is out of it. So Beatnik, first driver out of the event. Not good for him. That's unfortunate for him. Let's see if we can get a couple words with Beatnik, see what happened, as everyone's coming on in. As all these guys, we got to see a bunch of double stacking for sure. As the Mercedes and the Red Bulls are going to double stack. As everyone's just switching about their tires now. Luke goes on to Luke is on the mediums. So let's take a look at it here. And yeah, when we look at all this, so pretty much a lot of these guys are on mediums, except for Stenner and Payox. They've opted for the hard compound. They've opted for the hard compound tire, so that should be an interesting choice there. But only 3 drivers have not pitted. Artifact, who's sitting right now in P3, Red Fire sitting in P2, and KVS in the lead technically. Now, in terms of KVS and Artifact's case, this will be a little unique for them because they're on the soft compound tire, but Red, that's in the middle of these two, they're in the middle. So Red being in the middle, he is on the medium compound tire, so he'll go quite a lot longer. Guys are doing their little pace lapping. We'll find out. We're gonna see if we can find out from Beatnik what happened. But anyway, so with the top 3 I just mentioned of KVS, Redfire, and Artifact in there, rest of the top 10 after the stops were done, didn't change. It changed quite a bit. It's Luke, TB, Matt, Gecko, Joe, Jack, and Egg being in being the top 10. Alright, so safety car is coming in this time. Beatnik, we found out the damage was because, and I'm just gonna say in the clean terms, morons were brake checking him. That's why he got damaged. And KVS has just taken off and catch it, and actually caught Redfire napping. Hell, Luke got caught napping. He's almost a second behind Artifact. And, oh, speaking of Artifact, there he goes. He's spun out. And so is F1X. Oh, Paul got hit. The Artifact spins out, and we just watched on board as F1X got spun out too. And got pummeled by Polygon, and Polygon has bad damage, and that is going to really hurt Polygon there. But also F1X is going to be at worse for wear too. As we can see here right now, Reese on the back of Payox. That's a battle for P11. Just noticed that there. Egg getting a little closer to Joe for P8, and Luke I think Luke's having trouble getting the tires up to temp because he's over just about a second behind Red Fire. Don't forget, Luke on newer tires, so it takes a tiny bit more for them to warm up and get in that spec. But Red, he's run these tires for a few laps, so he's good. He's okay. He's ready to run them. Now KVS is going to have a slight problem because KVS is on the softer compound tires, so he'll go quicker. And as we were noting it, the stewards have noted the collision involving Red and the Chiller a few laps ago, back on lap 6. Back on lap 4. Back on lap 4. So that has been noted and potentially might be investigated following the event. But Red trying his best to keep up with KVS right now, as Luke is also right up on the tail too. We'll go on board with him as DRS is now enabled. I believe this is going to mean Red's going to get his DRS. Yes, he is. And he's trying his best. He's chasing KVS, see if he can make an attack for the lead. Is not in range just yet, but Egg, he is in range of taking Joe, and he's successful, and Egg is in P8. Look at Joe, he's literally sniffing the exhaust fumes out of that AlphaTauri. And then here comes Luke. He's got Red to clear. TB is also there too, but Red, he wants to get clear of KVS to see if he can get into the lead. But Luke, he's gonna have to put a little thorn in that plan. And Artifact has just bailed out again. Here comes Luke on the outside of Red. Oh no! Oh boy! Oh boy! So Red makes contact with the championship leader, and it just goes south. I think Red's damaged, that's for sure, but the question is Luke damaged? He looks intact. Luke loses a lot of time. He's now all the way back in P6. Joe just clears Egg to get P7 back, and Red Fire just keeps plummeting down the order. And Luke, Luke is in the pits, so Luke was damaged, but I'm just gonna be honest. We're gonna have to take a look at that again, because I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure what occurred in that instance, as TB just takes the lead from KVS. So TB is now your leader. So KVS now starting to lose his positions, that's for sure. But let's see now, as the people are now coming back out and about onto the track. Luke had to do another stop. He's all the way back in P16. So between Red and Luke, that is actually going to be quite talked about in the stewards room, that's for sure. And here comes Matt on the inside of KVS, battle for P2. Here comes Jack as well, sends the flyer and clears KVS. KVS loses 2 positions in 1 corner. Here comes Gecko now on the inside of KVS, gets clear, and then, oh boy! What the heck happened? What the heck happened? Did Gecko make contact with KVS? We couldn't see because we were just seeing an ass end view of KVS's car. Anyways, here's Stenner and F1X battling for P11. That's not good for the Mercedes driver to be. Oh boy, they're a little too close there. little too close. Oh boy, they're bumping and banging. They're bumping and banging. But Stenner holding him off, and Jack just clears Matt. And KVS has decided, yep, I've done enough. I need to get in. So KVS is in the pits. Here comes Reese on the inside of Egg. And Reese up into P6. And these guys are still fighting. And Egg retakes it. So Egg just retook P6 from Reese. And they're still fighting. Oh, Reese gets a little loose. Now with KVS, he's got a little bit of work to do in order to catch back up. He's right now, when he pitted, he was in P5. Now he's all the way back in P14. But now, here we go. DRS, wide open. We're on board with Gecko. Battle for third. Let's see if Gecko can finally get clear of Matt. And looks like it's not going to be the case. Here we go. And well, I actually just got word. I just got word of this. The stewards will be investigating the collision involving Luke and Red Fire, and the announcement will be done in the steward report within the next coming days. But I will say, Luke, he's sitting right now in P15. He is probably fuming over that incident. And I will say, as a from the commentary point of view, we got a glimpse of the incident, and we will send in our view to the stewards to see what happened there, to help them decide on what to do in the course of action. But, I saw a brief. I'm gonna say, I think, let me re-look it again, just for a sec. Yeah, if I'm seeing it, I think I'm gonna safely say, I think Red is going to be the blame for the incident. But that's up to the stewards. That I will admit. So, but from a commentary point of view, I'm going to say I think Red is going to be the one at fault for the incident. Anyways, still at the four-way train for the lead between TB, Jack, Matt, and Gecko. So this should be quite interesting to see on who's going to break from the pack and try to get ahead as F1X has come in. So a bit of an unscheduled stop for F1X. And he's going to get a wing change in new medium, so something went wrong with F1X. He must have gotten damaged prior. So Mercedes pair. So Mercedes starting to lose even further ground to Red Bull. But as it currently sits, Luke right now, he is sitting in P13, and he's got KVS, Zakaria, and Stenner to clear in order to get himself back in the points. But still, top three sitting at TB. And, speaking of which, battle for the lead, battle for the lead, battle for the lead. this is gonna get good. Oh boy, here comes Jack on the inside. Oh boy. Oh! TB gets sent wide. And TB makes a little brush with Jack, with Matt, and Matt gives him a little tap. Oh, we just saw, I think what we just saw was basically a repeat of Lewis and Max in Brazil. I'm thinking from that's gonna be a no for, that might be a racing incident. That might be a no investigation necessary. But now with the little issue that Matt just had, Jack takes the lead. This opens the door for Gecko, and Artifacts just crashed in turn 3. And this triggers a safety car. Well, this changes things up, as some drivers are coming in to change off their tires. They're going to go into another set of mediums. We have Egg, Reese, Joe, the Chiller. These guys are all coming in. I wonder if Luke is another that's going to come in. So, 2 drivers out of the event. Beatnik out, and so is Artifact. So Jack takes the lead from TB. Matt's in second. Gecko's in third. Matt's in third. Gecko fourth. I'm sorry, getting that mixed up. But those 4, they're gonna come in as well to play pit. Which means, they're probably going to come out the exact same way that they are. Joe is going to be P5. KVS still hanging on strong. KVS in P6. You got Egg in P7. Reese P8. The Chiller P9. And Stenner in P10. So as these guys are pitting, the question is, who is going to be the first one out? And they entered the way they came. They came in where they were, 1, 2, 3, 4. They come out, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Jack will be the leader. Will still be the leader, actually. So let's take a peek at the chat here. Well, Alfa Romeo guys, you have fans. Just want to say, Stenner from NRX Quibalda, he stated that Stenner is Stenner the GOAT, and an individual Red Raider has said Polygod GOAT too. So Alfa Romeo's got himself some fans. Oh Lord. So we've had 2 safety cars so far on this event. So the first one was at lap number 4 with lap 4 or 5 with Beatnik. No, it was right around lap 6 with Beatnik crashing in turn number 11. And then, just a couple laps ago, in lap number 18, for Artifact crashing in turn 3. This bears the question. So, most likely the safety car will be coming in this time by. So when they cross, we'll have 15 laps to go. So, who is going to be the winner. I mean, Jack, fingers crossed, Jack is probably going to go for the same thing that Payox did in Russia. Try to get a win for Maxwell not being here. Because, like I said, Payox did it in an upset way in Russia. After TB put off a monumental event, and whoa, something's wrong with Joe. Joe spun out. I think Joe just spun out. He just lost a few positions. He was in P5, now he's lost it all. Anyways, safety car is in, and Jack has taken off from TB, and we're backing away here in Brazil. So TB will slow on the restart. Here we go, as some of these guys are rocketing their way around as they make their way through the Sun S, off and ready to go. Zippy-doo-dah-day. Here comes Luke on the inside of Zakaria. Zakaria gives him a little bump, and Luke just retakes 12th place. Now he's got Joe to hunt down. Now he's got Joe to hunt down to get P11, and then he has to clear Payox, which Payox will definitely move out of the way for, and Luke will get himself back in the points. And, oh, Payox having a little lag moment. Here comes Joe. Is he going to make the move on the inside? Yes, he does. And he clears. He's up at the P10. Here comes Luke now on the inside. And he cleared. Clear Payox, but he's got no room to go. Here we go. Oh my God, we're going 3 wide. We're going 3 wide into turn 1. Oh boy. Oh! Oh my God. We have a major wreck. And we have a massive wreck. Joe out. Beat and... Oh, wow. Joe out. Payox out. So we just saw it very briefly, but they were 3 wide there. Joe, Payox, and Luke were 3 wide in a turn 1, and then there was slight contact between Joe and Luke, and then boom, bang, bash. That's the end. That's the end of 2 drivers. So Joe out, Payox out. Let's take a look, and yeah, Luke in the RPL league chat on Discord, Luke asking Joe if it was his fault, and Joe says he doesn't think it was. Said that Luke was later on the brakes and Joe's front left. And was interlocked with his front right. So that was very, very unfortunate. Safety car is coming in very quickly this lap. Marshall's doing very quick to get Joe and Payox's cars out of the way. So Jack will get the lead. We'll have the chance of another restart. But let's see if TB will respond better this time. And it looks like, nope, it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same moment. Jack gets clear again, and off we go again, back on the way. And here we go, Egg on the in, trying to see if he can make a move on KVS, just backs off last moment, can't seem to get it done. Luke is on the inside, center, and he gets clear. And, oh boy. And, oh boy, here we go. Trouble here. Oh boy. Stenner losing multiple positions, just lost it to Luke, F1X, and then Red, and then a slight little contact between the two. Oh boy. And we got trouble. And that is Zakaria into the wall. That's Zakaria in the wall in turn 7. Zakaria in the wall in turn number 7. Here comes Luke, now up on the tail of the Chiller now. F1X right behind. And right behind F1X is Red Fire. Red Fire and F1X were former teammates in Alpine as Luke clears the Chiller on the inside. Luke sensed Red Fire was near. He's going like, nope, I need to get out of this. And now, here we go, the two title rivals now. Luke and Reese now. Luke on the inside for P7, and he makes it look easy. Reese loses P7, and F1X clears the Chiller for P8. Oh boy, Red Fire and the Chiller getting a little close again. And little, oh boy, late on the brakes for Red Fire. Almost runs into the back of his former teammate. But he saves it, and Red somehow is still ahead in P10. F1X hanging out is hanging out in P9. Reese in P8. Now Luke hunting down KVS in P5, and there we go. And Luke gets himself into P5 as we have a yellow in Sector 3. That is the Hasa Dasher spinning out. Now Reese being challenged by F1X. This is going to get good. Reese had his seat lost to F1X for the final 5 rounds of the season, and he's now has to defend the position against his now rival. This is gonna get good. And oh boy. Oh, Reese fighting and brawling to try to fight his way to get himself in there, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But right now, no chances right now, but now, back up front to the lead. Jack, under pressure from TB. Here he comes, down the inside. And TB clears Jack. We have a new leader. TB inherits the lead from Jack. And Egg, clear KVS, maybe not. Oh, no, now he is. Okay, never mind. And Jack just re-inherits the lead in turn number 3, into turn number 4. So these guys have been battling back and forth. Reese and F1X fighting again for P9. And Red Fire gets clear of Reese, gets into P9. Reese falls to P10 to see if he can, and Red's gonna hunt down his former teammate. But Jack still inheriting the lead, with TB in second, Matt sitting in third. So as these guys come across the line, there's going to be 9 laps to go. There's going to be 9 laps to go here in this race. Here goes TB again on the inside. This time puts an authority stamp in it and gets in there. Here comes Matt on the inside too, and Matt just backs off last second. now. This is going to get really good. Here comes Jack again. Is he going to make a move? He dives it down the inside to make contact. And they're off again. TV and Jack off again. Another Max Hamilton moment. Jack is relentless in trying to get that lead. Oh my god. I think I'm going to lose my voice. And, oh, did TV disconnect? Yeah, he did. TV disconnected. No, he didn't. Okay, never mind. TV just lost numerous spots. Matt's in second place now. Gecko's in third. I think a lag spike happened. Here goes TV. Oh boy. Oh no, boy. Oh boy. Oh no. There goes Matt. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh boy. We just had a repeat of that, but this time no one crashed. And this time it was Gecko that got squeezed by TB, and Matt suffered the worst of it. Matt spins out. Oh, holy guy. But can't believe it now. Luke's all the way up into third now. Holy hell. Anyway, so here comes Luke now, making his charge. He's now hunting TB for P2. And he's rocketing in. And he's close, but not there yet. Matt now get a move on Egg. Clears Egg. Matt on a recovery run. He's in the P6. But now here comes Luke on the inside of TB. And he gets clear. And TB trying to fight it back. And they're tapping. Oh boy, a little close for comfort. But TB backs off just slightly. So now TB in third. And Luke in P4. But now Luke is currently 1.7 seconds behind his teammate Jack. And Jack, once they cross the line, 5 laps to go. Anyways, now, where would it go now? Here comes Luke, rampaging through for Jack. I think Jack just made a mistake in sector 3. Red Fire clears Egg. Yes, he did. Red Fire clears Egg, and he's up in a P7. Now, Luke hunting down Jack. Jack, I mean, Luke, I'm just gonna be flat out honest. Why don't you make it a nice little story moment? Let Jack win. Just please let Jack win. I mean, you're probably gonna have the championship locked down. Let Jack win, so both him, so he can join Payox in winning a race when Maxwell's not here. That's all I ask. Come on, Luke, just let Jack win. Let Jack win. That's all I can say. Anyways, we're on board with TB. Oh, TB nearly loses it in the dip. And TB, not close enough yet. We have a few more laps to go here in RPL F1, here in Interlagos. TB is now trying his best, see if he can close that gap to Luke to try to get his P2 back. But Luke is just not given an inch. Here comes Egg now on the inside of Red Fire. And he gets his P7 back from Red. They're getting a little close again, almost side by side as they make their way into turn number 6. And Egg just maintains it. Egg is in P7 now. But Gecko, one thing I'll mention with Gecko's been having a nice run today. P4 he is sitting at. I mean, Gecko has really been improving over the last several weeks. I mean, Gecko right now, he's not been having the best of runs. He's sitting P19 in the Drivers' Championship with only 13 points. But he's really coming into his own by sitting in getting in P4 right now. As Egg and Red Fire are battling again. Here comes TB now. Is he going to make a move? He is right up there, but not close enough. Oh my god, I'm starting to lose my voice. This is starting to get good. Two laps left in this race once they cross the line. Can Jack do it? That's the question. Can Jack do it? There comes Luke on the might think about it. No, he's not. He's backed off. Gecko, thinking about Gecko's into DRS too. So is TB, but this is getting really good. We're almost ready at the end, guys. About 1.5 laps left to go. TB for B3. Can he get it? So here we are on the final lap, and here goes Luke. He's cleared Jack. God damn it, Luke. You're gonna ruin the moment. Luke's gonna ruin. Oh, maybe not. Here comes Jack again. Is he gonna make the move? Yes, he is. He's on the inside. Get in there, Jack. In there. Yes. Jack's got the lead again. Well, Jack's got the lead now. Red Fire's still bowing Egg for P7. Oh, this is getting good. Can he do it? He's just got a couple more corners. The Mercedes Academy driver who was put to loan for Red Bull insisted on it, and he is going to make it happen. Maxwell, and courtesy him, I lost my voice because of this. Here he comes across the line. Jack Miles is going to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Jack wins. Luke second. TB's in third. Gecko 4. And F1X 5th. Matt 6, Egg 7, KVS 8, Reese 9, and Red Fire is in 10th. Jack, you freaking legend. Driver today. In my opinion, hands freaking down. Oh, yes. Good Lord. Oh. Well, that's going to conclude the stream for tonight, guys. But great work by Jack to win his first race in RPL F1, main F1. He's done it. Can't believe it. Luke, with a recovery drive of a lifetime, is second place, and TB's in third. What a moment, that's for sure. So that's going to conclude the stream for tonight, guys. But we're going to keep... The action continues on next weekend. Friday. For Friday, F1 Tier 2 will be in Portimao. Then, and that's also where F2 is going to be, is Portimao. But for F1, they'll be at the first of the new tracks in Imola. So, from RPL Streets, this is Ty and Ironwolf saying good night, and have a good one.